the Israeli-Palestinian conflict dragged on and spread deep into the Middle East, causing much suffering for people on both sides. Angelina Jolie, a famous actress and humanitarian, has become a strong advocate for peace and justice in the region. In this video, we will unexpectedly learn about Jolie's passionate efforts to draw people's attention to this issue, why the recent bombing of Gaza was unjust, and the urgent need for dialogue and diplomacy to resolve conflicts. Angelina Jolie's involvement in the Israel-Palestine issue transcends her celebrity status. She has dedicated her time and resources to raise awareness about the ongoing struggle in the region. Her support is driven by a sincere desire to alleviate the suffering of innocent people affected by the conflict, regardless of their nationality or background. Angelina Jolie's participation in the Israel-Palestine issue is based on humanitarian principles. She argued that every human life is precious, regardless of nationality or ethnicity, and that the suffering of innocent people, especially children, is cause for concern and action. Jolie's commitment to addressing the root causes of conflict and finding peaceful solutions is an example to us all. Angelina Jolie is drawing a line in the sand on the Israel-Palestine issue, and considering her well-documented humanitarian work worldwide, her position here is interesting. The actress, who's moved into more of a public service role over the past decade or so, posted a lengthy statement this weekend addressing the war in the Middle East, and she says quite clearly, the ongoing offensive that Israel's undertaking in Gaza isn't right. She starts by sympathizing with Israelis that were victimized in the October 7th terrorist attack carried out by Hamas, saying, like millions of others, she too was sickened, angry about all those who were killed, especially kids, adding she prays for the safe return of hostages. However, she then writes this: "What happened in Israel is an act of terror, but that cannot justify the innocent lives lost in bombing a civilian population in Gaza that has nowhere to go, no access to food or water, no possibility of evacuation, and not even the basic human right to cross a border to seek refuge." Angelina Jolie cites her many years of experience in this field, saying that there is a desperate need for aid in the area, and that Israel's response is only making matters worse. She adds, "The denial of aid, fuel and water is collectively punishing a people. Humanity demands an immediate ceasefire. Palestinian and Israeli lives, and the lives of all people globally, matter equally. Anything that can prevent civilian casualties and save lives must be done." Angelina goes on to say she's donated to medical relief efforts for Gaza, and spotlighted Doctors Without Borders as an org she's supporting and following at this time. As far as how Israel's proceeding at this point, it looks like it's full steam ahead. Their ground operation into Gaza is intensifying, and PM Benjamin Netanyahu has said this now marks the second stage of what he says is going to be a long and difficult war. Gaza is in a blackout at the moment, with no lines of communication to the outside world, something Elon Musk says he'll help fix with internet access, albeit only to internationally recognized humanitarian groups in the area, something Israel strongly objects to. The U.S. certainly feels divided on this conflict, and there have been fierce protests and demonstrations on both sides, with a notable pro-Palestine sentiment in the streets. As for Angelina, she's taken a firm stance. Basically, she's telling Israel to stand down. Angelina Jolie is better known as an actress, but her contribution to the community is also very impressive. Angelina Jolie was born in Los Angeles, California, USA, in 1975. She grew up in an affluent, artistic family with her father, John Voight, and her mother, Marceline Bertrand, both being actors. During her upbringing, Angelina attended Beverly Hills High School and later transferred to the Lee Strasberg Theater Institute. At the age of 14, she left acting school and pursued a career in fashion, as she didn't have a strong passion for the film industry. She chose London and New York as her locations for personal and professional growth. Despite abandoning acting school, her affinity for the craft remained. At 18 years old, Angelina Jolie landed her first leading role in the film, Cyborg 2 Inches, 1993. The movie's lack of success, combined with her initial lack of enthusiasm, left Jolie disillusioned and self-critical about her acting abilities, leading her to make the decision not to accept any more film offers. Going back to 2006, when she and Brad Pitt were still together, they founded the Maddox Jolie Pitt Foundation to support humanitarian campaigns, such as alleviating poverty in rural Cambodia. When they launched the foundation, the couple donated $1 million to Doctors Without Borders, an organization that provides aid to survivors of armed conflicts and natural disasters in over 60 countries. Angelina aimed to mobilize the community to focus on these vulnerable populations. In August 2001, Angelina became a Goodwill Ambassador for the United Nations. She maintained a full weekly schedule, frequently flying to Afghanistan, Pakistan, and Iraq, visiting famine-stricken areas, war refugee camps, and providing assistance to disadvantaged women and children. In 2012, due to her tireless efforts in aiding vulnerable groups, Angelina was appointed as the Special Envoy of the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees. In March 2010, a girls' school in Tangi, Afghanistan, funded by Angelina, was constructed. 2 years earlier, she had visited the town and discovered that the girls there lacked access to proper education. At the time of its construction, the school could accommodate 800 female students. Perhaps due to her familiarity with the media and the film industry, Angelina knows how to leverage her resources to create global impact. Shortly after creating her Instagram account, she quickly made it to the list of celebrities who achieved 1 million followers the fastest. From here, Angelina began using this platform to raise social awareness about Afghan refugees. Moreover, she also participated in the production of war-related films, shedding light on the horrors that wars bring. Angelina is also an outstanding women's rights activist. Over the past 6 years, she has worked tirelessly with humanitarian organizations to raise global awareness on this issue and co-hosted the Global Summit to End Sexual Violence in Conflict in 2014. Recent research by the Alliance to End Violence Against Women has concluded that attitudes towards sexual violence can impact the outcomes in rape trials. The study found that 1/3 of Britons believe that if a woman is forced into sexual intercourse without physical injury, it may not necessarily be considered rape. Such thinking can mitigate the severity of the crime. Angelina Jolie, who understands the pain experienced by survivors of sexual assault, has created a comprehensive support process for victims. First, she engages in campaigns to prevent and address sexual violence, encourages survivors to speak out and share their experiences, and helps them report the crime in cases where they cannot access local authorities. Angelina also advocates for addressing budget shortages in psychological and financial support programs for those seeking to rebuild their lives. Returning to the main topic, Angelina Jolie's strong voice on the Israel-Palestine conflict has left a powerful impression on audiences worldwide. Through her use of social media, the creation of documentary works, and her speeches, Jolie has made this issue more accessible and engaging for everyone. By leveraging her influence and information platform, Angelina Jolie has not only raised awareness but also inspired people to take action and unite in support of justice and peace.